Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, first off I want to apologize for how rough my voice sounds. I am currently battling a cold, but as they say, the show must go on, so I'm just fighting through it and I'm working, and yeah. I'm actually going to review the new Morphe Fluidity Foundation and Fluidity Concealer. I know this did roll out like a couple weeks ago, but it took me a bit to get my hands on it just because I wasn't sure if I really wanted to try out the Morphe foundation. Now for me, I'm not one to watch reviews before I film a product and review it because I want to have a complete unbiased review. I want to be able to go into it with my own thoughts, my own opinions, and not have anyone sway me on any sort of direction. But when it came to this foundation, I haven't watched any videos, but I have seen a lot of stuff on Twitter and on the internet, a lot of controversy over this, particularly with the undertones and how the undertones are gray and yellow and how much of a mess it is. And people have been talking about this foundation nonstop and how drying and it's cakey and all that nonsense. So I wanted to go ahead and just purchase it and give it my own test, see how well it works for me. Now a lot of people out there, they are very oily or they're very dry, and people who are very dry do not like this foundation because it says it's very full matte, very high coverage, and it's very cakey and creases into the lines and the cracks and shows dry patches. Well, for me, I'm a very oily ass bitch, so no matter what foundation I wear, I do tend to just shine right on through it. So I want to see how well this foundation holds up against my skin and see if it really is a 24-hour wear foundation and if it really has all these issues that everybody's complaining about. So if you guys want to see that, then keep on watching.
There's no love I cannot see.
This is the Morphe foundation. It is 1 fluid ounce, making it 30 milliliters in total. This does retail for $18 with 60, that's right, 60 shades in the shade range. There are, I think, 3 or 4 undertones for each particular shade, so that is a lot, and that's where a lot of controversy is coming on because everybody's saying they're pretty much the same exact shade, or one's really yellow, one's really gray, one's green, one's off, and there's a lot of issues with this, but this is $18, which I feel like is a little on the higher end price because for more drugstore foundations, I don't think they go over like $12. A lot of high-end foundations go between $30 to $40, so this kind of like falls in between. And first off, this packaging looks very similar to my Infallible Pro Matte L'Oreal foundation. This does retail for $11.99 and can be found at any drugstore. And this retails for $18, can be found at Ulta or Morphe. Now, look at that. It is like the exact same packaging, almost the same exact side with the same clear color with the symbol. Like, I wonder if Morphe's like, hey, I feel like Morphe saw this and was like, I'm gonna copy. So the only difference is this right here is a lot thicker and this is just very skinny and this one's on the thicker side. So that pretty much, they look the same. This is my go-to foundation. I wear this foundation every single day that I go to work. It holds up pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, I end up shining through, but it's not bad because this is a demi matte, so it's not full coverage matte. But this really does a really great job holding back the oil, and especially if it's on a really cold day or there's no humidity, my oil tends to stay a little bit back, and this does a good job with it. Now this one, like I said, I have not tried this. I don't even know if I got my right shade color, if I'm gonna be honest. So the shade color that I have for this is 103. This is the Natural Buff. I am a neutral tone skin type, so I can go for either warm or cold tones, and I'm just pretty much on the natural nude buff area when it comes to my skin tone color. I like to just have a shade a little bit deeper and go from there. So let's go ahead and try this out. This is a very cheap packaging, but I really don't care about cheap packaging just because it's just packaging. So I don't even know if I got the right color. I got the color F120. I believe this is very similar to the Pro L'Oreal. If I just put the two together, oh, okay. So the top one is the Morphe, the bottom one is the L'Oreal. Apparently my L'Oreal does have a deeper tone to it, but we'll see how well it holds out. I know that this foundation, when it comes to Morphe, does oxide, so it does make it a little bit deeper. I did not go to the Morphe store or Ulta, try this out. I do know that they can color match you there at the store. However, I do not have a Morphe store near me. The only closest one is in Tampa, and I do not live near Tampa, so I just have to wait for one to open up here. Wow, that is definitely full coverage. I think I got the right color match. I think it looks very similar to my L'Oreal Pearl Matte when I put that on in coverage. It looks really similar to the color. This is definitely give me vibes of the Fenty Beauty foundation just for how dry it is. It is a very, very dry foundation, and I would definitely say it's very full coverage. All right, so from first application, I would definitely say that this foundation is full coverage, like 100% full coverage. It is definitely very thick. I want to say it's on the thicker side. It definitely gives me vibes. It really gives me vibes of the Fenty Beauty foundation, but I love it. I think the full coverage of it is great. A lot of people out there do not like 100% full coverage foundations because they find them to be very drying. And there's a lot of people out there who like to have a natural finish or a dewy finish foundation. I'm not one of those girls. I love a very, very matte foundation just because I know how oily I am. So I know that eventually the oil is going to break through and it's going to make it a little bit more natural finish, dewy finish by the end of it. So just from the very first initial like coverage of it, I do think it looks really nice. I can still see my pores, so it's not like a miracle worker there. Like I can still see my pores. I could only see my pores. I'll only see my pores. But just from looking at it, it is very full coverage and it's not drying on my skin. It's not drying, but it is definitely like on the thicker side. If you don't like having like a very matte foundation or you have very dry skin, this might not be the foundation for you, because I can definitely see it clinging into like right here. I'm a little dry and I have like a little dry patch like right here and right here, and I can already see like clinging to it just a little bit. So it says the benefits of this: it's a 24-hour wear foundation. It's sweat proof, transfer resistant, water resistant, free of oils, fragrance and parabens, and great for all skin types. Now, is this really transfer resistance? Let's find out. But I can definitely see my foundation transferring onto this white napkin, just saying. That is something that I do notice a lot with foundations, that when I hug people who have like really, really dark shirts on, and I'm a very short girl, and if I'm like sweating or I have oil on my skin, ooh, I try not to put my face anywhere near their like shirt, because I know my foundation would transfer to their shirt, and I always go, I'm so sorry, and I have to sit there and like wipe it away. So I can see a little bit of transfer on this napkin. I can see it right here. If you guys see this right here, yeah, that's the transfer. Just saying, it does transfer. So moving on, the next thing I got is the Morphe Fluidity Concealer. I got the color C155. I don't even know if this is the right color. I don't know, but this does retail for $9 and has 31 shades in the shade range. The new Hide or Die. It shows blemishes, imperfections, and under eye circles. Who's the boss, babe? You. This creamy AF full coverage concealer can multitask like a mofo. Not only will leave you super blendable concealer power, but it brightens and contours like nobody's business. Game on. Now the benefits of this is it's a 16-hour wear, sweat proof, transfer resistant, water resistant, free of fragrance and parabens, orthogenous tested. I don't know what that part is, and it has, let's see, it's a 0.15 fluid ounce for the weight size of this. So I don't know if I got the right color. I kind of guessed on the website, because I do know, like I said, they do color match you at the stores. I just ordered it online and I just guessed. And we'll see if I even did a good job of guessing. It's a little bright. But we'll see. I don't know why. I'm just one of those people, I don't care to have a really bright under eye. I know some people out there like to have one. I don't. I think it's just because there was one day that I went on a cruise, and I thought it'd be like a really, really good idea to use the NYX HD setting powder with, I don't remember what concealer I was using at the time. Oh, it was my Shape Tape concealer, but my Shape Tape was definitely like a fair Shape Tape, was not even like the right color for me, and I had flashback. Like, I was flashback Mary, and I'll even like show a picture if I can find one right here. Major flashback. So I'm trying to stay away from like really ultra bright concealers, and haven't tried it since. So far, this is really nice. I feel like it's brightening just a little bit, but nothing that's like gonna be like, boop, flashback Mary. That's actually really, really nice. And it did a really good job of hiding the dark circles under my eye because I'm so tired. But I like it. Find a full coverage concealer for $9. Dude, you can't beat that. I'm gonna do the rest of my face. I'm gonna come back and give you my first impressions before I wear this all day and do another wear test for you guys. Alright guys, and this is it for the final look. Something super easy, super basic, because like I said, I do go to work today, and I didn't feel like doing anything fancy because, well, it's work, and I'm not there to impress anybody. So this is just my basic like go-to look for work. But so far, what do I think of the foundation? It is still looking really good. I mean, I've only had it on for what, 20-30 minutes at this point, and I think it still looks really good. And it did oxidize just a tad bit, so now it's actually matching L'Oreal Pro Matte Foundation in the color 103 in the color 103, and I think so far it looks really good. As for the concealer, this was a full coverage concealer. I really like how the way it looked. It is very similar to the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, which retails for $6, and very similar to the Shape Tape. And for this being only $9, and it's definitely full coverage, and I thought I got like a different, like a lighter tone than what I originally wanted, but I feel like it matched really, really well. I like it. So as of right now, the time is 10:45. Time is 10:45 a.m. or 10:46 a.m. I do go to work at 4 o'clock, so I'll do a check-in before I go to work, and then I'll do a check-in when I get home. But I just, you know, right now I like it. I like it. I think it worked really well for my skin. I think it did a good job color matching. Well, cheers to me on that. But right now I like it. So far I like it. If you're oily, I think you might like it too. And like I said, I will do check-ins throughout the day, give you guys, you know, my thoughts. And when I come back on here tonight, I'll give you like my final impressions of this. But as of right now, I do like it. So I've only been wearing this foundation now for about an hour and a half, and I'm currently coming back home from Starbucks and everything like that before I go to work. But the reason why I'm on here right now is because I actually had a good chance to look at myself in the mirror, like, you know, the car mirror or whatever, and holy crap, this foundation oxidized. Like, it oxidized like crazy. I don't know if you guys can see, like, I brought this down my neck. I did, but like dark white, darker white, like it oxidized. So I definitely think the color that I got was great. I just think that it really does oxidize down when it settles, when it gets into everything. But right now, I'll definitely say, just from still wearing it for about an hour and a half, it still looks really, really well. This is just my highlight. Look at those pores, they look great. But I think it looks really well. It's holding up really decently. I'm having little issues right here in my nose crack, but I tend to have issues there with no matter what foundation I wear. My nose just doesn't like to hold foundation very well. I don't know why, it just is what it is. But I think the foundation right now is still beautiful. It's holding very well. No oil is shining through right now, so I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, I think this is a gorgeous foundation. So far, I'm still loving it, and I'm gonna keep going with my reviews. Okay guys, so the time is now 3:30 and I'm currently like on my way to work right now, but I wanted to just do a quick check-in with you guys. So I'm wearing set foundation now for about 5 hours, and I have to say that my oil is definitely breaking through. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I did pat my face before I drove over here because I do not want to have like a grease spot as I walk into work. Like, even though I don't care what people think about how I look, like I'm not there to impress anybody, I still don't want my face to look like butt shit, you know what I'm saying? So I did pat my face. I will say this about the foundation. It's starting to get cakey. Like, okay, so you can see how my oil's building up right here in my nose. Look at those pores, they're huge. Like, look at that right here. It's settling into my fine lines on my face, and like, look, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like the foundation is just starting to sit on top of my skin. Instead of sinking in and absorbing within my skin, it's starting to sit on top of it and becoming pretty cakey. So I did pat my face. Like, look at this. It looks horrible. I mean, I'm staring at my face right now going, oh dear God. It is breaking apart on my chin, like 100% breaking apart. It looks like shit. my foundation looks like crap. I'm so sorry. My foundation looks like crap, and I have to now go into work like this, and like it is sitting literally on top of my skin. It's completely like broken apart. Oh my god. And I had to interact with guests, so this will be magical. Just saying. All right, so this is my final check-in. The time is now 9:30, and I just want to show you this foundation. Like, my oil shining through, which it is what it is. I don't care if the oil shining through. Like, I'd rather the oil than the cakiness that I have going on. I think because the oil, it's made the cakiness, like, you see this is red, this is like red. It's because I touched my face and it's wiped away. It's completely wiped away. Overall, I mean, I'm gonna look at myself in the mirror. My face just looks really, really bad. I mean, look at that. It looks absolutely horrible. So I understand now why so many people had issues with this foundation. I completely understand it. I'm having a lot of issues myself. The oil coming through, like that I can care less about. It is the cakiness. My face is extremely cakey and it just looks horrible. And the people like in person, like I had my friends look at it when I was at work, they're like, oh my god, your face. So as great as this foundation was at first, it looked beautiful. It was very drying. I think it's because it's very drying. It's just like, look at this. Like, it's a disappointment, and it sucks because it's really beautiful. I think it's a foundation that I will wear for like if I'm going out somewhere for just 2 or 3 hours, so it looks really nice, but then after that I gotta take it off because it just looks horrible. And I'll try it again. Like, I'll try mixing it with like a dewy spray or something like that to make it not as cakey, but this foundation is definitely a no-go. So those are my thoughts on that. And you know, obviously what works for me might not work for you, what works for you guys does not work for me, and that's totally okay. You guys are entitled to your own opinion, but I just want to give you my final check-in. So alright guys, and that is it for today's video. Please make sure you guys like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I do post videos twice a week. And I just want to thank you guys for all the love, support always, and you guys truly mean the world to me. I love doing this, so I cannot wait to see you guys in the very next video. Bye! Which I think is amazing that they wanted to have 16 shades. Alright, so this is the Morphe foundation. This is 1 fluid ounce. Oh shit. But this is 60 in a lot of high-end drugstore and F1. I got the color F11. I know a lot of people out there do not like full, like 100% full cover. And now this is my, oops, you. Because the state, and then this concealer says it shows blemishes in this Pro Buff as my, because this shade struggle is real. That well, I think it's still, I mean, I still think it looks really, and the